You are far smarter than you can ever imagine. There is no obstacle that you cannot overcome, no problem that you cannot solve, and no goal that you cannot achieve by applying your mind to your situation. Go on and
find your life this weekend? I think I found mine. I thought I found mine this morning. I lost my whole life this weekend. And first and foremost, fuck you, Scooter. Fuck you, Slow Mo. Fuck you, Slow Mo. I don't never, ever, 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 ever want to drink your fucking shit again, nigga.
Well, if you have your life or trying to get your life together and you're watching us, it must be Monday.
Good morning.
Real Talk Uncensored.
Here we go.
Real Talk Uncensored.
That's what we doing?
Rip Radio Network. That was the remix. Like you talking about.
We are Rip Radio Network.
Oh, shit.
Good morning. You see that? DJ like freaking White Linen.
Yo,
DJ White Linen. What up, though?
DJ White Linen?
DJ White Linen.
Oh, my
God.
What up, though?
How y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm mourning.
How was your morning? What?
I'm mourning. I'm mourning a sad fucking football team is what I'm mourning this morning, Kiki. I'm mourning. This is terrible. It's worse than that, man.
Hence the black shirt.
Yes, I'm in mourning, man. I'm crying red because I'm mad.
This is metaphoric for red tears.
Yes,
death.
You see where we got deep
here.
this morning.
I'm here. We motherfucking woke.
We fucking there. You know what I mean? Fuck them damn Commanders. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not taking nothing from Jalen Hurts. You know? No, I'm not.
Don't.
I'm not. You know what I mean? This dude, he's on his way.
Don't.
But my team can't catch a cold. They can't stop a park. They can't tackle a parked car.
I think they can.
No, they can't.
Come on. At this moment, because they're capable. They're capable.
So why aren't you performing then? If you're capable, you're not performing. You look horrible. It looks like a clown show. And you could probably get a high school JV team to get in there and whoop these niggas' asses. It's just that simple. Yep, that's how I feel this morning. That's exactly how the fuck I feel.
That's out the gate.
Out the gate, fuck them. That's it, fuck them, fuck these Commanders. Yo, I swear for God, if you, by the end of the season, if you're terrible and it doesn't improve any, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going back.
There's always room over here, baby boy.
That'll never happen.
Boy.
That'll never happen.
You gonna go to the midgets?
What?
You gonna be a midgets fan?
I'm gonna go back home to my roots.
Midgets.
There's the midgets. No. There's G-men. You know what I mean?
Midgets. Giants, midgets. Oh. Come on. That flew over your head, but I'm gonna catch it like Beckham.
With the one-handed joint? The one-handed joint is what we doing? All right, yeah.
I'm gonna catch it like Beckham. Got you.
The one-handed joint. I ain't mad at you. All right.
Invictus. Shout out to Invictus Sport Riders for a super dope, phenomenal weekend.
Yo, it was an amazing weekend. I was only there for Saturday, but I was watching through everybody else. You know what I mean? It was it looked like they had an amazing time.
Yes.
You know, shout out.
Yes.
Great fucking weekend.
We had Next. Hey, Next. We had you, baby. We had you.
Everybody had him.
And we got you. Yesterday was my mother's birthday. She would have been 70 yesterday. So I'm still
happy.
Thank you. I'm celebrating and or still in my grief stage, but I'm gonna.
Which I think you'll always be there.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be a part of you.
Yeah. So, Miss Portia, happy birthday. My sister's birthday was last week, and my family in Michigan, I was not able to join them, but my two sisters that passed away within 6 months, they celebrate their birthday. They did the balloon release, they did the party. Like, it's been a while. It's been a while, so that was nice for everybody to get together. I had to watch it virtually. However, I was there. Happy birthday, Tracy.
Okay. That's what's up. She was there. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I did family shit this weekend, so that's why you couldn't see me at Invictus the whole weekend. Okay. Happy birthday to my babe Tasha. It was her birthday on Friday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Ball.
She wanted to.
Mrs. Ball.
She didn't want to do too much. She wanted family shit. She had all the girls. I had a house full of girls.
Dope.
House full of girls.
Dope.
It's not as bad though. It wasn't as bad. You know what I mean? All the girls came home and they celebrated her and spent the day with her. We did family pictures. I didn't post them yet. I think she posted them.
She did, because I thought they were so cute. You with the girls, right?
Yeah, yes, with the girls. It was we were missing one child though. I was missing my chocolate baby, but that's okay. But it was all good. You know what I mean? So we went to the movies for her birthday, and we seen The Woman King.
So now you can tell us. Now you can visually.
Huh? I'm not going to tell you about the movie. I want you to go see the movie. Okay. But I can tell you the movie is very powerful. It was everything about the movie. And when the movie is over, just don't get up and walk out. Sit your asses there for a minute because they have that little short skit after some of the credits have gone by. The movie was, you need to go see it. And I suggest it. If you haven't, go see it. The ones that have saw it, you know what I'm talking about. That's Oscars. Every actor in every female actor in there should be nominated for Oscar. They were amazing.
Tens across the board.
Yeah, I give it all, and I don't normally give out 10s for a movie, but I gave it all 10s. That shit is 2 thumbs up. You need to go see it. It's major. You need to support and see that. Now, I talked about something last week on the show pertaining to that movie.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how the homie, you know what I mean? That's my new shit now. The homies was part of the slave trade, and they talked about that in the movie. Like, so I don't know who the fuck is trying to boycott shit. So I'm whoever that story that I talked about last week, they need their fucking head examined because they did talk about it in the movie and it was part of the movie. And I can't tell you anymore because you need to see the movie. You know what I mean?
Scooter said people are mad about the movie not being 100% historically accurate.
But are you going to?
Opinion on that?
I mean, is everything that you watch historically accurate?
I was going to ask you. What DJ White Linen?
Is everything that you watch these days historically accurate? I mean, come on, man.
When they say based on a true story,
thank you.
Yes.
Say
based on true events, is they took whatever they read.
Thank you.
And made a story around it.
They interpreted.
Now, there's some things, probably there are some quotes from the actual people who said those things, and majority of it, no. I would say it's like, the facts are like, that you see in the movies that we know is based on whatever events, I would say is like up to between 50 to 70% accurate.
Because I'm sure it's safe to say that no one back then is here today
to talk about
to
it.
help
talk
us
about it. No.
to help us to be very accurate. Like no one's here.
And the thing with that is like you said, the key word there is based. That's the word based. It's based upon. So, you know what I mean? So it's not going to be, they're going to have to add some stuff in there or whatever to make the movie right. But I think
it is a drama. It is for theatrics. The same thing with Titanic. I mean, I'm sure.
Fuck Titanic.
That Jack and Rose.
No.
Jack and Rose, I'm
Jack
sure.
was a dumbass.
No.
Rose was fucking, we would have shared that shit.
But it's
I'm
a
not
love
dying.
story based around a true event. The event was true.
It was true,
but they had to add
everything else. They were in their own little
Jack
bubble,
was a dummy.
but they just bounced
Jack
around.
was a dummy in that movie,
Jack.
but later for that though.
Rose.
Really?
Rose killed that man. She could have shared.
She could have shared that shit. There was other floating shit in the water. Nigga, grab one, do something.
He was trying to be a hero.
But I'm gonna say that movie the movie was definitely.
So Jack is our first historical idiot.
Yes, yes, he is. He was the first Bama of the week ever. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say the movie was definitely is definitely something for you to see. Check it out. If you haven't, please make time. Go see, support this movie, and come up with your own conclusions and your own opinions about it. I loved it. I would like to go see it again because it was that damn good to me.
I now have nights off. I'm home at night, so I can now do things like that.
So let me ask you something.
Yes.
So now that you got nights off and whatnot, right, and you're off, how does that change? Because for so many years you've worked nights. How is this different for you now? How is your life changing because you're off at nights?
What doesn't make it, I just flipped it upside down for real because I was always working night into days. So when I would leave work in the morning, I would go to the shop. So now it's just flipped. So now I leave work and go to the shop. It's just but being at home in my bed, that has not caught up with me yet because I'm still up every hour. Like I forgot to set my, I got home at 12 o'clock last night, 12:30. Forgot to set my alarm clock and I put the TV on things that are timely, things that are hours. So it used to be Lifetime, but Lifetime movies are 2 hours, so that won't work. So now it's SVU because it's dun. When I hear that, I'm like, oh shit, gotta get up. So it's just it'll catch. It'll
eventually you'll catch up because now you get to sleep at night.
It's difficult. I'm tired. Like that's why people got mad at me because I tapped out over the weekend. Like I went to the party, I did this day thing. I left Friday. I went to the something Saturday. I went to work and went to the something Saturday, and then went to the party last night. I came in after the party. I sat down on the bed.
Oh boy.
Yes, you already know.
Yeah, I already know how that goes.
They said I was asleep with a fan. Look, they had to pull my shit off.
I'm not surprised. This is this, and she's not lying. She's not lying about this. If you ever have the privilege to see Kiki sleep somewhere, she will have clothes on, shit in her hand, and she is sleep, yo. And
what I was wearing that night, I forgot to bring clothes to go home in the next day. So
you had to go home with that?
No, I wore my pajamas outside.
No, you wore your pajamas.
Yes, I was like.
Okay.
It was better than me having.
Some of the ladies looked nice this weekend. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be that. Some of the ladies looked nice. I came across. You ever order Chinese food, right?
When you got your hand like this, and some fuck shit about to come out.
Really?
So yes.
So you ever order some Chinese food, right?
Yes.
And they give you the soy sauce and then the duck sauce, and then they give you the hot mustard.
Yes.
Well, I saw somebody at the party that looked like the beat up hot mustard pack. And I was told, don't say that. Don't say what? That she looks like a hot mustard pack? Nigga.
So.
Apparently, I was in rare form. Apparently, I was in rare fucking form. If you were there, you know. If those that know, I was in rare form. It didn't matter. Nobody was safe. My shirt said that. Nobody's safe. And
what I will say is, for those who didn't go, they had a theme. The theme was saints and sinners, and I was happy that majority of the people showed up in red, black, or white. Like that was the beautiful thing to see. Right. Shout out to DJ Snap, the DJ. Shout out to him. Shout out to Torch. If anybody sees Torch, tell Torch I said call me.
Torch is still trying to get his life?
Torch trying to get his life together. Tell Torch I said call me just to send a signal.
The hot mustard pack. And it was beat up too, Slim. It was little clumps inside the joint. It was fucked up, yo.
Tell Torch to call AAA.
Some of y'all that said that y'all were saints, some of that y'all were in there with saints.
I was a saint. My sainthood just involved black.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a black saint.
You a black saint. I see what's wrong with that. I see what's going with that.
No, because you're naked, and I wasn't.
There were some people in there that just failed the fucking quest at hand. You fucking failed. Simple as that.
Sincere to more, she was a saint. All that red. She said she was one.
She was a damn devil.
And look, Nomi goofy ass. Did you see Nomi? Her goofy ass had on white with a devil tail, devil ears, and a crooked halo. You
failed. She was trying. I guess was she trying to straddle both sides of the face?
That's what Leos do.
There it is. So Moet missed all the fuckery. I am so pissed because the first one is I walked through the door and I seen the sister was like, yo, Where's left for that? I ain't seen her here. Where the fuck is she at? And he was like, nah, she ain't coming. She's still home. Oh, you missed the fuckery. You know what I mean? You can never miss the fuckery with me. Naomi is like, ma'am. It was crazy though. It was. I mean. I was in rare form. That's all I can say.
So to all the MC community, we need more of those. We need to bring that type of stuff back, like that weekend thing.
T-Mac, you always a saint.
On Monday, T-Mac was cute.
Oh, so Scooter saying, was that a Black Tigers preview?
It seems like it.
It had that type of vibe.
It had the esque. It had the esque.
The esque.
The ilk of Black Tigers.
So, Lord. Listen here. Let me say this because Black Tigers is coming, and some of y'all it's the P Valley theme, right?
Yes. No, they say
it's what? It's what now?
It's not historically correct.
It's not historically correct.
Based upon.
It's based upon this shit. So if you don't see somebody swinging from a stripper pole, you can't be mad. You know what I mean? Because this is based on.
It's based on.
Look, if you're there, right? If you're there, please, Black Tigers. We have to have the Tigers in like we normally do before. The weekend comes.
Of course.
We have to come in. You know what I
mean?
Tigers, we're calling you out, Tigers.
Come out and play.
The Tigers, we are calling you out, the Tigers. Real Talk Uncensored is calling you out to have you on the show so we can discuss some things. Y'all know how it is. Marcia was there.
She was. Hi, Marcia.
Marcia was there, and she, we had to take a picture together with the Nobody's Safe Journey. In the picture, you could look and see my eyes was somewhere in Kansas City, but my body was in Maryland, but my eyes was in Kansas City. Yeah, it was bad.
Speaking of Kansas City,
here we go.
Y'all ready? Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Come on.
Fuck it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
So here it is, my upsetness, right?
I'm gonna hear it.
Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. You lost like only you can. In true Detroit fashion. 20 up. Stuck up. Mm-hmm. Lost by they last quarter of the game or last seconds of the game threw a freaking pick. In the end zone, they was right there. And look, don't look at me. Don't eyeball me.
Look, I'm reading the things that's on the paper. I'm just every now and then I can't glance. All right, there you go.
49ers, you Bamas. Did you watch any games? Because you look quiet over here. I'm gonna get DJ White Lennon to come in because
I mean, it was the thing. I was still steadily trying to get my life because I had to go to work. So you know what I mean. I woke up and was like, I woke up and I was like, how did you get here? Why do you still got your clothes on, nigga? Did you eat? It was so bad. I got in the bed and got under the covers with my clothes on, and that was a wrap.
That's natural for me.
For you, it's natural. For me, that just feel awkward.
You won't know what it feels like, especially if you jumped in the bed and covered yourself up with your clothes on. You don't know what it feels like.
I know what it feels like now.
But so did you take a break or pause and trying to get your life together and watch that shit show of a game? Did you watch it though?
Well,
did you watch how y'all was like goose egg for?
I had to go to work. Right?
Did you yesterday?
Yes, I did. I had to go to work, so I went to work yesterday. Turned on the TV and watched the game. They already had the game on, and I was like, "This is just embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is sad." You know what I mean? I think I went in the corner and cried a little bit because I was like, this is terrible. And I walked in this, here was a funny thing. So the other day I walked in the store and I was going to go fucking buy, I was like, oh, this fucking Washington hat's fucking kind of hot. I think I'm going to buy the joint. And I was like, nah, I ain't going to buy that shit. I'm not buying that shit.
Was it black?
It was black. Then I looked at the gray one, you know what I mean? And this gray one was like fucking, it was fire. Yeah, I couldn't support it.
So
I will not support it.
Are the Eagles that good though? Because people, are they that?
I'm not saying that they're that good. I say they're going to win the division. I'm not questioning that. I'm going to say they're going to win the division. You know what I mean? They're coming. They're going to be there.
Damn.
But
3 games in.
It's what it is. They're coming. You know what I mean? What happened? So look, I got it. So I know y'all don't really want to talk about football this morning, but we have to talk about these Cowboys because she's avoiding that shit purposely. She's talking about everything else about the Cowboys. Did you know that the Cowboys brought in these is mail carriers. Mail carriers. You know the nigga that come to your house and put your mail in your mailbox? They brought in 3 of these bammers to try out for a quarterback position. If that's not some sorry shit, if that ain't the sorriest shit of the week, White Linen, tell me about it, White Linen. I see him over there. 3 mail carriers? That's what it is?
I'm sure they work for UPS. I'm sure.
I don't meddle in non-base events.
You don't meddle?
Yeah, because, we'll find out what happens tonight, but honestly, it's like, the Cowboys going to be struggling. So.
The mail carriers, though? Carriers.
I saw the highlights of that Eagles-Commanders mess. It's more. Here's the sad part, and this is why I hate this area. Whenever they do their post game interviews, or post game talk about it, and so this morning I'm coming in and I'm hearing about the theory of how they could have got Jimmy Garoppolo, and all that mess, and it's like, okay, who gives a shit? You got what you got. And you don't want to talk about what was wrong. And it was like, it wasn't Carson Wentz.
No.
It was that fucked up offensive line.
The O-line is trash, yo. Because the defense gave him some life, for a minute.
Shit.
No, they shit, but they did.
Well, the defense, that's what they're saying. The defense, first half was shit.
The second half, they stood up. Look, they had to do that, though, because if had no one showed up, and it really made your defense shine.
Right. So with that in mind, like I said, I agree with Tone stating is that whole team is some trash because if both sides of the ball can't do anything, and then
Jessica, go somewhere. Jay Blood, go somewhere. Go somewhere. Just go sit down somewhere. Just go sit down somewhere.
Then let's put it this way: I didn't see my team. So.
Good. I was gonna say congratulations on that win. For real, y'all wasn't playing. Y'all wasn't playing.
Like I said, I saw the post game interview, not interview, but the post game meeting that John Harbaugh did, and he quoted Malcolm X, which is I get very enlightening.
Harbaugh can sit with us though. Harbaugh can sit with us.
Ben Diesel really, it should have been, but later for that.
But here's the game that really pissed me off was that Niners Broncos game. It was like I hate the fact
they lost that game because Broncos didn't win that.
No, Niners did not win that.
Niners lost that.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like people have seen this for the last 4 or 5 years. It's like that's how they lost the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You had a lead and you let them off the hook. And it's like you could have beaten this team. This team, Broncos had nothing, really nothing, until that one play, and that was it. And then, that one series. And then after that, it was like anybody could have gotten that.
Go Rams!
All right.
Go Rams!
Oh, here's the thing. I want to explain everyone the real reason why I didn't see any football. Since you guys talk about your weekend,
I was going to ask what you did. How many people you did it with?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't with Ty, unfortunately.
Damn it, Ty! Ty, when you'll come spend some time with
if
this
you want to
man.
ride this Bronco, because I went to a rodeo this weekend.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm going to go find Ty.
Let's get out of here.
God damn, dog. Shit.
I went to help broadcast the professional bull riding event
Kinky.
down in Fairfax.
Kinky.
Oh, yeah, they had it this week. How was it, man?
I went to the second night, so the first day ever, the people that I worked with, that I know who I worked with, they said it was very, there was packed and all that stuff. Yesterday, I can tell it was pseudo packed because, the Washington, football games and all that stuff. But they had a decent crowd and it was very entertaining. They only had 3 official rides, as everyone would call it, because basically a ride is if they pass, I believe, 7 seconds.
Okay.
And there was only 3 guys that were able to do it. Everyone, there was when they had the final round, one guy, had to be disqualified because his bull didn't want to act right.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Don't you hate when that happens?
The funny thing is they try to stir him up and everything, and then it's like the last second the bull just like bows down. It's like
I hate when that happens.
I'm not with this shit. Y'all niggas will stop this shit.
I had to put my bull in the shop for the very fucking thing.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Yeah. So that was kind of funny.
That sounds interesting.
But yeah, it was
I might want to check that out.
I'll check that out. So next time, Sassy, get out the bed.
Next time y'all might catch Rodeo Zoe there. That's
Sassy,
someone over some of your heads.
get out the bed. But I caught it, Tone.
You caught it? You caught it with the one hand? No, down one hand. There you go. All right. So, which I finally see this one segment here that I've been sorely missing. You know, I've been sorely missing this subject because, you know what I mean? Top tier Cassidy! I done missed saying that. I missed it. Oh, because white people, you know, in the mountains of Caucasus, they was caucusing, bro. Look, I went to Texas Roadhouse, right? Mm-hmm. And I walked in Texas Roadhouse, and it was the whole mountain of Caucasus was in there. And I kind of felt like they was looking at me like, that's that nigger from that calls us top tier Caucasity. Y'all were in there doing Caucasity shit. Okay.
Not the mountain dwellers.
Yeah, the mountain dwellers from Caucasus.
The Anglos from the mountain of Caucasus.
So this top tier Caucasity is brought to you today by the cake was intact, indicating that the bride and the groom had not yet made the first cut. Okay. A guest at the friend's wedding, ignoring the brownie table and confidently cutting herself a slice of wedding cake, thinking, okay, whatever, I'm hungry. She thought they forgot to serve it to people. So this bitch went over there, I'm gonna cut me a piece. I want a piece of cake.
Oh, they forgot to give us cake.
Yeah. Although the woman claims she made an innocent mistake and was not aware that she was not supposed to help herself to a slice of cake before the bridegroom cut it. Where the fuck? She was white as shit. It was just a white wedding, too.
Of course.
It was that white cake, you know what I mean? It was that plain white cake with no sugar in it, just sugar-free cake.
What would you do what would you do? Tone, you on Mrs. Ball.
And I got my cake, and somebody come over and cut my cake.
And your cake is cut. When y'all coming in.
I wouldn't have to do shit. She'd have probably stuffed the mud hole in the motherfucking slip.
Tasha was strapped under her wedding dress,
Everybody gonna die.
Tasha, call us. Call us and please 301-637-6900. Somebody call us and just verbally tell us, audibly tell us.
Seriously though, but this happened. So like, you see the cake over there. And, you know, the cake is barricaded off, and bitch was like, oh, well, I want a piece of that. I'm going to go cut me a piece. What?
Monique said, bitch, and whooped ass. Nomi said, she owe me.
I think you're right, Ben. I think she might have been high. Did y'all ever consider she was high and had the munchies?
Look, Corcoran said there would be deaths. Plural.
Deaths.
Multiple deaths.
Multiple.
Plural.
For everybody that looked at the cake, you're going to die.
And to me, we got a call. We got a call.
Caller. Who we talking to?
What up, though?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So,
Tasha.
Hey, Tasha.
So,
what would you have done, sis, if you came over to y'all cake after y'all at y'all reception or whatever, you getting ready to cut, and it's already cut?
It would have been a murder. It would have been a murder. It would have been a murder and a wedding because I'd have beat the brakes off that person.
I'm saying though, you go to a wedding and somebody cuts a slice of the cake. You know what I mean? And they cut your slice of the cake. And, what? They're like, no, nigga, don't eat the cake.
Brittany said it's time to see me in the street, cause nah.
I think that's some rude shit.
It would have been. I would have went after that piece of cake right down their throat.
Oh shit!
It wasn't gonna happen.
I'm gonna need that back.
I'm gonna need that back, intact too.
Unshoe that shit, damn it.
So let me ask, because I got to be serious for one moment.
Okay.
What would be the reason that anyone that is not 2 or 3 or 22 days like my grandson would think that it's cool to cut a cake at a wedding? That's the wedding cake. What has any?
I told you that's that Caucasian shit, because black people don't do nothing like that.
That was a dare. Hey, Tasha, somebody dared her. Somebody dared her.
Really? Somebody dared her to do it? I double dog dare you
Double
to do that
dog
shit.
dare ya.
Get me some cake. You know what I mean? Nigga, really? We didn't have them problems, Josh, at ours. We didn't have them problems. You know what I mean? Everybody
we
was,
didn't have those problems
you know,
at our wedding.
We had other problems, though. We had other problems.
Oh,
though.
Lord, did we?
We did.
We
We
had
had
other problems, but it wasn't a problem with the cake.
No.
99, but this wasn't one of them. Thanks, Tasha.
Oh, shit. Thanks,
Appreciate
Tasha.
you calling. Go somewhere, babe, but don't go nowhere.
So Ty Bradby's here. Ty, we forgot. We was told to tell you that you need to come in and ride this Bronco. This Bronco.
It's a bull rider.
It's a bull rider. The
Come
bull
and
rider
ride
said
this
he
Bronco.
wants you to ride his bull. We don't make this up. We don't make this up.
And Ty, I almost clocked out and went home. I'm going back to work. Look, Ty said the way my family set up, she wouldn't have had a chance to cut it. Someone saw her doing that shit, and somebody saw her doing it. That's why I was wondering, like, where your crew at? Where's your wedding party?
Wasn't nobody paying? Nobody wasn't paying attention. This chick, you know, some niggas could be real sneaky. Walked up, sliced the cake. How big was this cake?
No, you can, like, your finger is at
Nah,
best.
nigga, don't do that. That part irritates me. We're gonna take your finger and swipe off the
I'm
side.
saying,
Nigga.
if the desire is burning you so bad, at least that, like, you gonna cut my
You
cake.
ain't asked nobody though.
You should have ate before you got here. And I got,
Like, what the fuck? Nigga?
nah, she was a plant.
Somebody said it earlier. I think it was Ben Diesel said it earlier. She might have been high. You know what I mean? Had the munchies. You know when you munchies, nigga, you be just looking at everything. Oh, that look good. I'm gonna have some of that. Nigga, that's just what it was.
Sassy said my mama would have beat her ass.
And it's understandable. Now, okay.
Do niggas since
people do top tier Caucasity shit and they're from the mountains of Caucasus, here come the fucking from the depths of the alley of the trap, in the hood of the hoods,
in the southeast everywhere.
Yes, niggas that nigga. Niggas are always gonna nigga.
Look, the Cabrini Greens,
It don't matter. The 40 projects.
8 Mile.
You know what I mean? Oh. It doesn't matter. Niggas.
Flint, Michigan.
Niggas is gonna nigga.
Damn. Still
A
nigga?
Florida man.
Okay.
Allegedly shot and killed his ex-wife and stepson over electricity usage because they left the lights on for too long.
That happened to somebody. How many? Raise your hand if y'all been threatened. Now, I've been threatened. Turn off my goddamn lights. I've been threatened.
My mama used to threaten me. You using up all my damn electricity, but it's not your electricity, mama. It's you using up my electricity. Turn them lights off. You ain't in that room. Why you gotta have the light on for? Why you got my refrigerator open so long? Cause I don't know what I want yet. Well, it ain't gonna be over. You letting all the good cold air out, burning up my electricity. Damn
I've been threatened before. Never has anyone carried it out. But continue.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Michael Williams, 47, is accused of killing Marsha Williams and her adult son, 28-year-old Robert Adams, at the home they shared. Investigators say the suspect became angry at the family in the family home in Volusia County, and when they attacked him. He felt that they were leaving the lights on in the house, so he went and put a lock box on the outside of the house, which Martha and her son, they cut the lock off. This is some nigga shit, damn it, dude.
Based upon a true story.
Who puts a lockbox on the house to keep your family out?
Michael Williams.
Okay, so he was like, I had my weapon on me, and while they were attacking me, I basically had to shoot him.
You had to.
So wait, the mother and son were attacking him? Why did they go from one extreme? Okay, all right.
So the operator was like, "You shot him?" He
said,
called?
yes, I shot him and his mother. Both them bammers got it. You know what I mean? When the deputies arrived at the scene, Mr. Williams was waiting for them and surrendered. The bodies of the victims were found inside the home, along with the stepson's unarmed children, ages 5 and 6.
That's sad.
The suspect claims that the shooting was done in self-defense after he was attacked. Officials say that the couple had been married for 10 years before divorcing in June, but they were still living with each other. God.
So he
So
doesn't have a bond. He doesn't have a bond.
So obviously there was a lot of nigga shit going on in this house. You know what I mean? Everybody was living in this house. You know what I mean? Bop, bop, bop.
So listen, so we don't seem so insincere. Our condolences to the family, to the people that he shot. They didn't deserve that. Not over the light bill. Like I'm saying that from here because
you want me to be honest? I don't think it was just basically over the light bill.
It was just a build up.
I think it was a build up of a lot of shit because as you listen to the story, they were together. There's probably other shit going on in there, and the nigga just had enough and was like, "Yo,
if we divorced, I don't like you," and then you're still living here.
This nigga's 47, so you 47, you still can move around a little bit. You know what I mean? I guess this young 28-year-old buck was like, "Yo," giving him the business, and the nigga was like, "Yo, fucking bop bop."
And that ain't his son.
Not his son.
That was the so. And look, he said
and then the mother jumped in, so I'm gonna drop you too.
But to me, if I'm in your face, blah 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 about this stuff, and you attack me,
yeah,
I mean,
gotta handle your business. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it, y'all. I gotta, you know what I mean? Because I find it funny how.
Yes.
You want to do that first because I want to talk. You know what the fuck I want to talk about. Woo! I'm itching for this. I find it funny
how. Brett Favre is
Brett Favre, you motherfucker.
Brett Favre, which I was a big fan of Brett Favre. I was a cheesehead for 8 days because of him.
Okay.
But Brett Favre is linked to $8 million in misappropriated welfare funds. He received $1.1 million for speeches in 17 and 19 that he allegedly did not even conduct. While Michael Vick got caught dogfighting and the media went berserk, took his career, got him locked up for 2 years. Where do we live?
Who else? Who else in the NFL did some fuck shit and got away with it because of, who else did some fuck shit?
They was from the mountains?
Oh, was that Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah. Robert Kraft.
Got away with all kind of shit, this fucked up shit. And so let's get this straight. Michael Vick was not fighting dogs himself. He was, it was linked to it.
I think he gave access, like he was providing the
whatever, right? And he went to jail and lost everything, right?
And still can't come back. Still ain't coming back from that. Trying. Still ain't coming back from that.
And these Caucasians,
mountain dwellers.
The mountain dwellers?
Yeah.
From Mountain of Caucasus can do those type of things and get away with it, and it's okay. And let's
understand, this is in Mississippi, so understand how many people that were supposed to receive
that's like the poorest fucking state in the United States, and you stealing from them. What kind of piece of shit are you? Like, and that's what it is. What kind of piece of shit are you?
Brett Favre.
You know what I mean? Nah, it doesn't matter.
But he was helping his alma mater's volleyball team. They needed something.
They needed what? Volleyball? Volleyball.
Well, they needed a new arena.
DJ. Is that a reach or you? What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, it's not a reach. This is some. I never liked Brett Favre.
Now I'm going to call him Favre. He's
very far. I mean, you kind of wonder why he kept going back in and out of retiring a couple of years several years ago.
If you're gonna do that, you also got to motherfucking bash ESPN for just not sweeping the shit under the rug and not talking about. When it was Michael Vick, it was everywhere. Everybody was bashing this dude, and when it comes to these his Caucasian counterparts, it gets swept under the rug. We don't want to talk about that. It's okay for them to do that.
Well, Brett's not playing. Vic was.
Okay.
At the time. So that's why they were, if you understand the coverage, it's like, Mike Vick, he's a high-profile guy, cover of Madden, all that stuff, and he was playing.
Yeah.
Brett Favre is not playing.
Favre.
But
still, he was going to go down in the history as one of. Like, for real, and people in Wisconsin, like for real, people, like, he was this, what's the name?
Yeah. He was like a god, dude.
A god until he went to Minnesota.
That's short stint. We kind of
short stint. Of course,
you downplay that. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
That's just like Michael going to the Wizards. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't count. That was like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's fucked up. You know what I mean? It is fucked up. You know what I mean? You should be ashamed of yourself, but this man should be blasted for that. And there should be some type of penalty.
Oh, trust and believe. They're federally looking into this.
You know what I mean?
Brett Favre?
I'd like to see Brett Favre in some penitentiary greens or whatever color the state is that he wears. I know New York is greens.
It's probably green and yellow for him.
It might be green and yellow.
The
I need to see you in the pinstripes. You know what I mean? With the ball and chain around your joint, breaking bricks with
A
fucking
football.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're good. That's what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? You're gonna be the longest yard. You're gonna be the movie. They're gonna have a new movie, The Longest Yard, with fucking Brett Favre. Watch. You know what I mean?
How do you do that? Like, at least he could have done was at least showed up for one or two of these little things. Like, just like
it doesn't matter though.
Your arrogance. It's so
okay. So
and
wait,
cocky and narcissistic.
Okay, so I know you were talking about the the PP loans and all that stuff. Okay. The other thing that a lot of people probably bypass, he was getting paid for speaking events that he never went.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate. It's like, dude, pretty much it's like, here's some money.
Someone else did that. I think I don't want to speak her
yeah,
name.
I think it's
Melania Trump, right?
Yeah.
She did the same thing.
Yeah.
Took that money, did the whole foundation, set up this, had the front door, the curb appeal, the logo, the insignia, and you did nothing.
Yeah.
You did nothing. Caucus. Maybe that's in their handbook. Because maybe that's in their handbook, Tone. Maybe that's the language that we don't understand. Our altitude is quite it's a little lower.
We're low, so but that up there, the air is thin. It makes the thinking fucked up and everything. All right.
Batman said he would claim he didn't have hands-on knowledge and get protection. Probation.
Come on, and that's the sad part about it. You know what I mean? And why is that?
His daughter plays volleyball at the school.
Fuck her too.
Damn.
Yep. What? Okay. Let's talk about it, y'all, because I know y'all been talking about it around the coolers. Y'all been talking about it around the coolers.
Water cooler shit.
So, what's this guy's name?
You fumbled the Nia?
Fumbled the Nia?
I
don't think he fumbled the Nia.
You don't think he fumbled the Nia?
I don't think he fumbled. I think there's always so now we're looking at this man and we're gonna bash this man, and people wanted to bash this man and be like, yo, this nigga fumbled Nia Long. He's first off,
his name is Ime.
He's the coach for the Celtics, right?
Okay.
So first and foremost, he's still fucked though. And most of us ain't never gonna get the fuck. And he still fucked Nia. So you gotta give him applause.
Help me, nigga.
You know what I mean? So this is, and so now here's on top of that. This is some fucking light skin shit.
This your cousin.
No. This guy is Nigerian.
Oh, he's Nigerian.
Yeah.
Oh, it's some African shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
His name is Ndiki Zua.
Yeah.
What? Say that again. Say that again. No, Kiki. Say that again. Kiki,
I'm not saying nothing.
Say that again one more time. I didn't catch that shit. Okay, so let's look at this here, because they've been engaged for how many years now? Almost 10.
They were engaged in 2015. They've been dating for over 10 years.
Okay.
They have 12 years. They have a 10-year-old.
Yep.
Like I said, my sister and I we had this lengthy conversation yesterday.
Okay.
So homeboy, he's a journeyman. He did play in the NBA, but he was mainly a journeyman. He was never drafted.
Explain to them what a journeyman is.
All right, journeyman is a guy who's just been bouncing around from team to team all over the place. He initially, though, mainly he was in the G League, now known as G League, but then the D League. He didn't come to the NBA officially until like about 2010 as a player. Mm-hmm. That's when they initially met. So, and then from there, after he retired, he went into did some coaching and being an assistant in some other NBA teams until he finally got his official full-time head coaching gig as the Boston Celtics, where he led the team into the NBA Finals just several months ago.
Exactly.
So yeah, he's been like with Nia for a good minute, and it's like, all right. And the whole speculation of him stepping out
with your female staff member on the job.
Yeah, on the job. Now, keep in mind when this whole thing blew out, they put out a picture of the person who they claimed was the woman.
Yeah.
And then they, like, within a few, good 24 hours later, say, no, that's not the woman, because she is VP executive of operations. And I'm like, oh, damn. And she used to be a former WNBA player. Now the whole speculation is that he was sleeping with this guy. He's an executive for the Celtics. That's how it fully came out. Yeah. And likely because this dude's married, so pretty much these two were sleeping with that staff member.
Oh.
So that's why it came fully out.
That's why. Well, listen, it ain't nothing that,
Okay.
I mean.
So here's one of my biggest questions, because they suspended him for the season, correct?
Yep.
They suspended him for a season because he got some pussy.
No, you can't. I'm sure there are.
No, here's the reason. The main reason is in their clause, the Celtics clause, this is not just him. This is through the entire organization. You cannot fraternize within within the organization.
Okay.
That's most things. Most jobs will tell you that. Like, if you get caught, especially officers ain't supposed to be doing that.
Yeah,
Double down riders wasn't supposed to be doing that. When I had men in my club, that was one of our bylaws too. When I had people who didn't even want to join my club because of that. But anyway, later for that.
Later for that.
But no, people put those things in their clause because of implosion. They're things that come in and mess up everything. So no, and I need to say this because I'm a woman first. I'm a woman first, and I always feel bad when people's situations or relationships don't go into things that they need to go into. But let's be clear on a few things. 10 years is a lot of time to get tired of your ass. Number 2, Halle Berry can't keep a nigga, so Nia Long, stand me in line.
Go ahead.
3, I'm just a lowly old anything living in Atlanta, Maryland, and I feel like I'm no different than these women. So it happens. Sorry, Nia.
So, because I got a couple things I want to say.
Okay.
First off, they're talking about to see what his future will be after this.
All right. So here's how this works. So the reason being for the 1-year suspension is, one, if they feel, because I heard this on Spade of Spades Saturdays from 10:30 to noon. They pretty much it's an evaluation. Because since this is his first year with this team, and they saw how successful the team was going to the NBA Finals, so they figured it's like, well, with their assistants handling it, because that's what it is now.
Yes.
They feel like if they have that same success without him this season,
the boot,
he's out.
Heads rolling.
Yeah. So, but if they viewed it as okay, maybe, if they don't do well, then they'll, again, reevaluate and see if they'll bring him back or not. The main thing is this, because keep in mind, he requested to resign. He wanted to resign, but they said, no, we'll hold off. Because, again, someone probably put in his ears, like, if you buy, it's all damage control. So pretty much it's like, it's best to get fired because you'll be compensated for it, But, right.
Well, I think another team will pick him up. I
think we'll be given some time. I think, given the year, it will die down, all that stuff. Again, having this conversation with my sister yesterday, Saturday, I'm sorry. The main thing was about the woman and who is she. And I was like, well, let's put it this way. You will never find out who she is. She will be fired. I believe she's fired now. So you will never find who she is unless she comes out, unless he comes out within a year.
Unless she bring that dress in with the semen stain on it.
All that
she
stuff.
does that, it's real trouble.
So you'll never know who she is. You will not.
You get more money with your anonymity, I think. Than you do trying to blah blah blah, nigga. Like, I think anonymity pays way more than.
And the thing is like the thing here's how I think the Celtics are highly protecting her as well because of the fact that you want to give she knowing the fact that she fired her.
Fuck too.
Yeah, and then also the fact is like she needs another job. So. And
don't kill her. Don't kill her.
Yeah, you don't want to kill her professionally.
Yeah, you don't want
so unless she already do that herself.
Okay,
Sex
you
is
don't
such a
want to
natural
kill
thing.
her. You don't want to kill her, but you want to kill him.
No, not even him. But we got to separate because he's the person. Listen, he didn't step out and say, "I'm doing this." Somebody outed him.
Somebody else did.
So
Somebody else outed him. So hold on. You want to protect her? You shouldn't protect her. Fuck her feelings.
No, this is what's been going on. So she broke it based off of what's been going on. Again, my sister and I are having these conversations. She broke it off. He didn't stop. He kept stalking. So that's where it got bad.
Okay.
So, and again, like I said, the guy, the white guy I just showed you, who's an executive of the Celtics, who's married, not to the woman that, these guys have been sleeping with. So pretty much it's like, that's when things got really bad.
So what happens to the white boy or
what
white
happened to
boy
Eli
over here?
Manning looking boy?
As of right now, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
That's
but
the real sad part.
The black guy.
Sacrifice.
But
listen, that's why people say you got to do.
Just think about this. When you have a guy who led your team to the NBA Finals, first time in over 10 plus years, and you're going into this next season, which starts within a couple of weeks, not months, weeks. And what are you going to be talking about? You're going to either A, talk about, hey, are you guys going to get back to the finals? Or B, your drama with, why you dogged out Nia.
Look,
which is more, what do you want to deal with?
Social media wise? Social media wise, what the Nia thing is, everything is going to be talked about.
So let's talk about Nia, because we're talking about this fucking man that stepped out. You know what I mean? And for all you people like, oh, you fumbled Nia. You know what kind of, she may be a fucked up person. These are still human beings. These are still people. You know what I mean? Holly Berry is a bad motherfucker, but she got a fucked up personality. Something fucking wrong with her.
Okay, but
she got a jealous streak.
But here,
fuck out of here.
No, let's say the difference between Nia and Holly Berry is, the stories with Holly is the fact is like, look, that we all know for she's damaged. She's damaged goods. Yeah. So until lately, she's been okay. So Nia, she's been really quiet. You talk about a person you barely hear anything bad about is Nia Long since day one. So now I agree to the fact it's like, what could be so troubling to where you had to step out on Nia Long?
Okay, so first off, you were with this woman, y'all were engaged, right? You never know how many fucking years you got to be engaged before you get married. So clearly, there's some things that you may not know about this woman that he do. There's got to be a reason why he stepped out on her,
and vice versa. And listen, and if he African, guess what? Guess what?
They used to that multiple wives.
Most of that.
He's not full. Mind you, he's been living in America for majority of his life.
He's westernized, but if you're gonna talk about it, you're gonna bring up his ethnicity. Let's talk about it. Like, you got to bring it up. You got to add a lot of that into it. So maybe we know our dogs. We know the men that we mess with. That's why you ain't really heard Nia say nothing. She ain't said nothing yet. Everybody.
Well, she said she thanked everyone for their concern, and she's taking her time and all that stuff to deal with.
Again, she ain't said nothing.
But here's the thing.
She ain't provided no tea.
But here's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, this is, then again, let's look in her perspective, is this. She's coming out with Best Man 3. This is professionally damaging for her, because she initially was supposed to be promoting about that. No, first question you're going to ask, so how are you dealing with your possible breakup with your dude? It's just like, again, why? That's the last thing that anybody want to deal with.
Okay, so I get her being quiet, because you're not going to hear nothing from her, because she's all, like you just clearly stated, she's quiet about everything that she does. She's always fucking quiet about everything she does. So you're not going to hear nothing about it. You know what I mean? Let's
hold on, Tom.
Because I want these bitches to know something out here.
Go ahead, because I'm gonna run through some shit real quick. No, go ahead.
So check this out. If these females can get cheated on, you simple, everyday, ordinary motherfuckers ain't no different and ain't no fucking better.
Me, I'm simple.
You're not no better. So stop thinking that it can't happen to you. You know what I mean? And it can, and it probably will, and it probably has. You just not know about it.
Now, here's some things that you need to know really, 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 really quickly. One, Rihanna is doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl. After scorpions lose their tails, they die of constipation.
Oh, what?
Look,
wait.
I'm running through some shit, people.
What?
I'm running through. Okay, Rihanna's doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Oh, she
Number
is?
2, yes.
Oh, she is?
She is.
She is?
After
Scorpion-
stating a while back she wouldn't do it.
Now she's
gonna do it
doing
for
it.
me. She's doing it for
She's
me,
doing
y'all.
it.
Yeah, she's doing it for me.
Because the Texans and the Lions going to be in the Super Bowl. Boom.
She's doing it for me, y'all.
After scorpions lose their tails, they die of constipation because the thing that makes them poop is in their tail. Ducks turn into cannibals when they are bored. That after mating, honeybees' testicles explode, leaving the tip of their genitals in the queen, stopping any other man from coming to get that. Number 5, most koalas have chlamydia because they pee, poop, and mate all from the same place. Useless but true. Hundreds of Yeti coolers costing $800 are washing up on the shores of Alaska after a shipping container carrying them fell over into the ocean. Someone found 120 of them.
Hey, nigga, hook me up with one.
And he's selling them already. And number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6, loving somebody every day is a choice. That's it. Let's get it.
Okay. So first off, with these things you knows. Did you really sit there and just research all this shit? Like I would have never thought of none of this shit ever. Okay.
I did. Topic time. It's 10 o'clock. Let's get at it. So, how long is too long for a text or a call back? How long is too long?
What do you mean? How long is too long?
Before you get an attitude, when somebody like, how long is too long? You to wait for somebody to text you or call you back?
Nah.
How long is too long?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Depending on who it is. I mean,
that was my next question. Is it depending on the relationship you have with the person?
Depending on the relationship. I mean, if I'm busy at the point where I can get back at you right away, then cool. You know what I mean? If you don't hear back from me for like a day or 2 days later, then just know that you're not in my top 5 or my top.
Let me put a pause in here real quick. So, listen, this is just funny to me. Look, I think very funny. If I ever hear of somebody having chlamydia, I'm gonna find the koala that you. I'm gonna wonder who you got it from. Time is getting.
Oh, yo.
Okay, Kiki, stay serious. Be serious, Kiki.
Why did you do this before? Oh, shit.
Okay, back to how long is too long? Todd said, after 48 hours with anybody, I'm dead to you.
Yo, Rick said, he was like, fuck that. He was like, I be smoking weed, so I be forgetting, nigga, straight up. Nigga, I forgot you. My bad.
Brittany said, depends on the severity of the message and the person.
Is that what you go? Nigga, you got niggas calling it koala pussy now. You got that what? You got that koala pussy now, nigga. Oh, shit.
Adrian said 24 hours, no call, no show. What's up?
You fired. It's like a fucking job. You fucking fired, man.
It just got to be a great reason. Like, and to me, okay, in my case,
what would be a great reason?
In my case, I cannot talk on the phone on my job. People call me. This is prior. This is previous. So I'm asking this for a reason because I want to provide a layer of apology to people who I have not gotten back to in a timely fashion. So let me say this. I'm going to say this. For years and years and years and years and years, I just said this earlier, but I'm going to reiterate it. I worked night shift. I worked 7 to 7 a.m. and I did day work at the salon. And I did not talk on the phone at night because people are sleeping. 1, 2, I don't really check it. 3, when I was getting off, I went to the shop. I don't talk on my phone. Anybody whose hair I do on here, you know that I don't talk on the phone with my clients. When I leave there, I come home and I check everything. And sometimes the Sandman just jumps on in there and gets me, and I fall asleep. So, and then so many things are coming to my phone. A lot of stuff gets missed. It does. Like, and if you look at my phone right now, Tom, I'm gonna wipe this down. It's so much. Look at all this shit that I didn't look at. So I want to apologize to people because now that I'm on day shift, I'm trying to get better, but I'm gonna need some time. So you might have to text me twice. Never on Facebook. You might have to text me twice. I get cussed out about people who say, "Oh, inboxed you." I'm like, bruh, like. So, my apologies, but I'm just asking that because
Okay, so since you brought this up,
yeah.
Kiki is the worst person that you want to text or call because she will never call you back. And Kiki don't get high. Kiki just don't call you back. Here's a prime example. This is a prime example. Let's
Did
see.
you text me?
Yeah, motherfucker. So for you to bring this up, yes. Even her co-host does not get a response. Let's see.
What did you say?
This was Thursday.
What's today?
At 7:59 p.m.
What did you say?
Hey, I need you. Is there any way you could? I was trying to get you because I needed to get my daughter's hair done, and I was free of trying to reach out to you for that. And I text you.
Did you call me?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Even if you call,
I need you.
Even if I call you,
Kiki
Kiki does not answer the phone. Kiki will not call you back. You can call Kiki and 2 days will go by, 3 days will go by, 4 days will go by. And then when you just see Kiki, you know I called you. You did? You called me? I didn't know that you called me.
Listen, I am one of them people. Like, and I'm trying. Dear God, help me. I'm trying. I'm really trying to get better. Like, if Nomi really has to be like, hey, you sleep? Because somebody is trying to get at you. They would have to call Nomi. They call T-Mac to get to me. And guess what? I'm terrible, which is why I almost died last week. Thank God.
Okay.
For Duchess, I'm going to say that again. Now, topic number 2. Or question number 2.
Question number 2.
Is a happy wife really a happy life, a happy spouse house? Is that really a thing? Is that really true? I call bullshit. But
why do you call bullshit?
No, I asked you first.
No. Okay,
is that true?
It all depends on individuals. Sometimes that doesn't apply for everybody. You know what I mean?
I think it's a manipulation of sorts.
You do?
I think yes. I think people understand that. Oh, better. Okay, for example, one of my friends that is not in the MC community was gonna come out and support the event, and of course the wife found out. I don't know why you got to find out, because I'm telling you, like I'm about to step out, but. He was like, oh, she said happy wife, happy life type of thing.
Communication though? Is that lack of communication?
He just says, I never want her mad. So whatever it is that if I gotta look, it's before I.
He what?
He says he never wants her mad. And he was like, and before I come hang out with you and Kiki, I gotta make sure that she ain't mad. So to me, that it translated to me as manipulation.
Batman.
Batman said, hell no.
Batman, what's that sound like to you? What Kiki was just talking about. This man doesn't want his wife to be mad at him. What does that sound like to you? I'm not gonna say it, but I know what it sounds like.
Adrian said, yes, it really is a thing. Happy spouse does really change the dynamic, but if it's genuine.
Facts.
Hell no, says Corcoran. Selfish wife, fucked up life.
Damn it! He said, selfish wife, fucked up life, nigga. It all depends, because you know what I mean. If your wife ain't happy, like it could be fucked up in the house, but you can't go to certain extents. Like for me,
you gotta make like, and where's the husband? I guess the spouse is covering the husbands, but I don't really see a lot of people hyperextending.
What do you mean?
To make sure the husband is extremely happy. Like I just hear men always say, "No, I gotta, that's my handler.
See,
that's
now,
my boss."
Women. Okay, so women don't. I told you, us men don't get the same amount of respect and love as the women do. Never happens. Prime example: Mother's Day.
Again.
Mother's Day. You go all out for Mother's Day. You do all this extra shit. And then when Father's Day come, y'all just want to get us a funky-ass fucking tie or some sorry-ass fucking tools. I want you to go all out the same way the fuck you went out for me. I want all that good shit.
Or however the song goes.
Facts. However the song goes.
However the song goes. I just want us to normalize, like, not always saying yes to a person so they won't get mad. Like that, bruh, I ain't doing it. You gonna marry me? We both gonna be like, there's gonna be communication. There's gonna be things that you are not gonna like that I'm gonna do, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
So that's part of it. Like if you're going to marry somebody, that's part of it. Communication has to be there. You have to be able to communicate, and a lot of people can't communicate with each other. You should be able to have them tough conversations that you just really don't want to have, but you have to have. You know what I mean? You got to talk about all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it be rough sometimes, and it's not easy to do. It's not, but you got to do it.
This nigga said, I love all my daddies. Siren.
Wow.
Blanket. This is good. Kid said no. When Father's Day come, they want y'all to stand over a hot ass grill and cook for everyone.
Yo, Kid, facts.
Good morning, Blanket.
It's our day, but you want us to fucking cook and do all this extra shit. Facts. I done been there before. Never the same. It's Mother's Day. Get your ass in that hot ass kitchen and motherfucking make me Sunday dinner, damn it. Give a fuck.
Simon.
Just saying.
Okay.
Thank you, Batman. Thank you, Batman.
What does
Batman said beta men are concerned with their wives getting mad.
Look at DJ. DJ White Leonard.
White Leonard is like, fuck.
There you go. Who called him?
I just
Again, why are we going Greek?
It
has nothing to do with that.
I said it was just a question
coffee.
that I asked because I was curious. It sounded like because he didn't want his wife. I don't want my wife to be mad with me. Yeah,
they're alpha going Greek. They're alpha men who just don't want to hear his wife going to complain.
One of my homies too went and bought a bike. Had the bike. The wife was like, no. He took that joint back. It was causing a lot of arguments in the house. When you gonna learn?
I'm not taking shit back. I'm keeping my bike. You got me fucked up.
It's some things I'm gonna sing the song again. Tony, ready? Yeah. It's some things that I'm gonna do that you're not gonna like,
and I don't give a fuck.
Deal with it.
Yo, look, I guess is that the compromise in a relationship or marriage? Anything is that the compromise? Because you got to compromise sometimes. There's some shit that they're gonna do that you're not gonna like, and I'm gonna do some shit you ain't gonna like. You know what I mean? We just got to be like, okay.
I guess if the intention is just not to hurt my feelings or not to, it's not malicious like that. That's control. That's control when I do everything you say so as not to make you mad. And I said this before on one of our shows. I said, I feel, or tweet, or however the song goes, that women are manipulative in that aspect. They will cry, they will fuss, they will argue, they will let you know that they're mad, and men will change their track in order to not make somebody upset. And I think, some
women will bust out the crocodile tears because they know that makes the man's weak and he'll give into it. They'll start them fucking fake tears. It does not work for me.
It works.
You're going to sit there crying. I'm just going to look at you like, do you need a tissue?
For your issue.
Yes. Are your feelings hurt? You'll be okay, boo-boo.
That's life. And if we're going to live together and we're gonna do this thing till Jesus come back and get us, we're going to have to understand some things. So, next topic.
Okay. All right.
Does your wife have to take your last name when you are marrying her? Does she have to?
Okay, so I would like her to. You know what I mean? And traditionally, I would like her to. But these days are not traditional anymore. So I do have a friend that when he got married, and the wife did not take his last name. She kept her shit. And he was feeling some type of way, like, what the fuck? Why not? And this, that, and the third. And I'm kind of looking at him like, you a dumbass, nigga. What's wrong with you? But then I know his wife beats him up, too. There's a whole nother story because she was like the man and he was later for that.
Because Siren got married twice. And we had a conversation, right? And her last name is hyphenated. So I'm thinking, you kept one of, she's like, no, this is my mother's last name. And the hyphenated behind is my dad's last name. I said, wait a minute. I'm thinking, I know I know you was married. Simon, feel free to call in, Simon. Simon's 301-637-6900. She said, I never took none of them niggas' names. And she said, I was like, that was your choice? She's like, yeah. Yeah. I'm not taking. She said, first of all, I got licenses, I got all this stuff in my name that is gonna cost me to change it, and I'm not doing none of that. She said, this house was in my name. I ain't never add them niggas to nothing.
Yeah, I've heard a former colleague, his wife didn't change her name because of professionally,
and that's what. And I think
that I feel is like one of the main reasons why they.
Do I have to have a reason why I just want to be? I want to remain.
The female, I know that's why. I think that's why she did, because it was the professional reasons why she didn't want to take his name and go through all that. And it is a pain in the ass, especially like if you work for the government. It is a pain in the ass to change your name and change all that shit out and everything. It's a pain in the ass. Trust me. It's a pain in the ass.
Please call us. I'm gonna throw these signals out here. Just call us.
You know what I mean? Now, if she doesn't want it because if she's the man in the relationship, let me ask a question. Here's a question that's not on there. So you're talking about what if the husband wants to take the wife's last name?
That was the part. That was the drop down in that, because if everybody has a choice, everybody has a choice.
I mean, people are unconventional and doing wild shit these days. So I'm curious to know what happens if you fucking decide to take.
Surprisingly enough, Zoe Sandala's husband. Hello.
Look like
Please. I think
you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Zoe Sandala's husband took her last name.
Wasn't Stedman gonna take? Wasn't he gonna be Stedman Winfrey?
I don't know. Stedman's another story, but yeah. So
I
it happens again based off of maybe based off the professionalism of the spouse. Usually that's the main reason. So, but yeah. Things changing, so.
Ben Diesel, you must be reading my paper. Ben must be reading my paper.
Hold on. So Ramona says, I took my husband's last name because I wanted to. However, I still my maiden name. She uses her maiden name for professional purposes. Plus, my husband was a real man and didn't care as long as I checked. The check still came in, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter to Al. Big Al didn't motherfucking matter that she used her name, her maiden name professionally. You know what I mean? But she did take his name. You know what I mean? He did take his name.
Hold on. Siren, you got to call in on the show, sweetheart.
Yeah.
301. I just said it. 301-637-6900.
What the? I'm looking at the screen like, I see it right there on the screen. What the fuck?
Go, Simon.
No, I'm just saying. Seriously, though, but now, if you're a man and you take your
wife's last name.
How do you explain that? How do you I guess because I just want to hear somebody who has done that try to explain that to me and help me understand. No, Ty, I'm not going to go there with the betas and all that stuff. I'm not going to. I just want him to explain it to me that you just said, fuck your lineage. I'm going to take her name and carry her shit on.
So listen. So let me back up.
Because tell my daughter to do
that. Some of the reasons we got to call her. Go ahead. Hold on for a second, caller.
Hold on, sorry.
Some of the reasons that we got was the man is based like, listen, I done went out here. I done asked you to marry me, which I didn't have to. I done spent $10K on this ring. The dude said, you're taking my last name. Caller, what's up?
Tweeter, you ain't shit. Tweeter was like, oh shit, Kiki answered her phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What?
Okay. See? I told you I was doing better.
Yeah, really?
Even on the show. I never would answer my phone on the show. But guess what?
She answered her phone. Caller, who we talking to?
Simon.
What's up, Simon? Oh, shit.
Simon, tell us what's good.
Yes. Oh, right. Okay. Yes, I was happily married twice. Why not? And so basically, the first marriage we went to the judge.
Come on.
Hello?
Oh. She's still there? Simon. I called her Simon for a reason, too. Simon. Okay.
Call us back.
Call us back.
I
just want to know. So the guys were saying that it was predicated on how much they spent for a ring. Like if I'm sitting out here and I'm still making these payments, oh, you're gonna take my last name, and hyphenated was not an option. So I was saying I'm a Grant, and it was like, if you got brothers, we're not trying to hear that shit. So my daughter Brittany Lewis, who was watching, likes her last name, loves being a Grant. So my grandson's name is Grant. She named my grandson Grant. So it can be someone crazy. And then one of the guys told me last night, and this is FYI, ladies, that if you want to keep your name, you have to get rid of your middle name and make your last name your middle name. So mine would be,
really?
Yes, K. Grant Ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and if you want to keep it, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I never heard of that before, but okay.
Me neither.
I thought, so how do you feel when you hyphenate the shit, when motherfuckers hyphenate it,
People feel a way about that. And I'm trying to understand, like, where's the passion behind hyphenating my name that I got to sign? It's like, it's not ownership. Okay, let's back up. Mm-hmm. In Africa, they was giving dowries. They was giving cows and pigs and hogs, asking for your hand and all that stuff. I get that, right? That is a sign that I'm coming, blah, blah, blah. I think taking your last name, I would be more than happy to take my husband's last name. But if I want to keep my name, I'm still your wife. I'm still, and people say, "Oh, you ain't that person no more." Like I changed your name, and so I was wondering.
You're still the same person. You're just
still the same person.
So, we got to call her back again.
Would you feel slighted?
Would I feel slighted if you didn't take my name?
Yes.
I can't say that I would feel slighted. You know what I mean, because maybe it's professional reasons or whatever other reasons because once again, my key thing is communication. If we're conversing. I didn't use my favorite word.
You say conversate. Thank you.
You know what I mean? If we're conversing, right? Then I would understand you're going to explain to me your position on why you don't want to do that right now.
So what if I said, my explanation was, I said what I said?
Then fuck you then. You taking his name, we're going to have a motherfucking problem.
See, that's what all the ties turn.
But when you come off like that means you saying that shit with your chest. I said what I said. Oh, nah, nigga, now instantly you typed into what the fuck? So I went from calm to fuck you.
Our resident historian from Africa, our resident Africa historian, Moet says, she says, in Africa, women keep their last name because it's their father's last name.
That nigga better go have some fucking sons. He better go have some. I don't give a fuck about that uni goo goo shit. You gonna keep mine? You gonna take my name? Your daddy should have went and fucked some more and had some more fucking sons. Fuck out of here,
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah.
Okay, now please, really briefly, tell us why you did not take none of these Bama's last names. Just real quick.
Real quick, it wasn't like it was a conversation. I just kept everything in my name, bank account, house notes, everything because it was mine. So yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
I'm asking you. I said that's it. Like I said what I said, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, you can't be looking at me and saying I said what I said, and that's it. Nah, nigga, nah.
Was it a conversation, Simon?
There was no conversation. There was nothing brought up. That's just how it was.
See?
So wait, this man never questioned you. He never said nothing about it. He was just like, okay, fuck it, it is what it is.
It is what it is. There were no joint accounts. It was in my name. Everything was in my name.
Everything, house, everything. She didn't put that.
That nigga should have just took her name then. Shit, he should have been the wife, and she should have been the husband. Fuck. For fuck's sakes, man.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
Go somewhere, but don't go.
Got another call? Caller.
Yo.
What up, though? Who this?
What it do, man? First of all, I want to say, Kiki, man, I love you, baby. I love you.
I love you, too.
Love you to death. Man, already. If my man Tone, man, listen. Love you, too, brother. Love you, too, man. It's your boy AJ back, Gutline, man.
What up, AJ?
What up, dog?
Gutline. Yo, this is my niggas right
What's
there.
happening? Man, what's happening? Man, listen. It's crazy, man. I was sitting here working from home, smoking a little J, and I saw y'all was on. I said, let me tune in and see what's happening with my folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And y'all got this interesting topic about last names and marriages and things of that nature.
Yep.
So I need some advice. It's for me.
Okay, what's up, AJ? What up?
So listen, my fiance is half African and half Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Born in the States, but her father from West Africa and her mama from Charlotte. We recently got engaged last December.
Okay, congratulations.
I remember that.
And thank you so much. Appreciate that. You know, and y'all just mentioned about how African women want to keep their last name because of their daddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same scenario, right? But when it was brought up, Tone, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with most fellas. And to me, it's not a control thing, but more. But I'm a traditionalist. You know what I'm saying? So, carry my last name. I'm the man. You feel what I'm saying? But she's half African and she wants to keep her daddy name. But she also is cool with going the Johnson route. You feel what I'm saying? what do I do? How do I seal the deal? That's what
First off, it sounds like y'all have a very good communication with each other.
Yep.
So y'all
the communication is beautiful.
Okay, so you know what I mean, and it takes some compromising. You know what I mean, because you obviously you heard out how she feels, and you express how you feel. Like, yo, I get it, because I'm with you, AJ. You're gonna take my last name. I'm gonna be sympathetic though, because I get it. You want to be traditional because you know that's your dad, this, that, and the third. But honey, your dad ain't in this marriage. Your dad ain't in this marriage. Like, yo, nah. So if you have children with this woman, are you going to allow your children to carry her daddy's last name?
Exactly.
If you're not allowing her, if you're going to have children with her, and the child is going to carry your last name because that's your child, then he should have went and had some sons, and they can carry his last name. Simple as that. Kiki,
my turn.
Go ahead, Kiki. Oh boy.
AJ.
Thank you, Tom. Go ahead, Kiki. I'm listening. Go
okay.
ahead.
So when you obviously there's great communication between the two of you. Bravo for that.
Mm-hmm.
I applaud you for hearing her out and even entertaining the fact of this is the reason why. I think that when you marry two different cultures, you got to have that conversation, because the same thing when you marry a Jewish woman or a Buddhist, there's some things that's solid, and just like your tradition is your tradition, her tradition is her tradition. So some way, somehow, I don't know if the hyphenate thing is on your table, but I feel like to satisfy two hearts, two minds, two traditions, because I'm assuming her daddy's still living, and she still gotta satisfy her daddy too, and her people.
No, see, that's what both of her parents are deceased,
and that's more of a reason.
And that's another thing. That's another reason. You know, she wants to honor her father.
That's right.
So I was cool. I was cool with the hyphenated part, but I wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, because you want you're a traditional man. You wanted tradition, like, yo, you take my wife's name.
Right.
But is
I'm
it something?
Cool with it.
But AJ, is it something that you would compromise with to make it happy with middle?
Yeah, I think right now I'm 50-50 with it. That's why I say I'm cool with it, but I'm not, because I would rather, you know, if she just carried my name, you know what I'm saying? But if I mean, we got until, you know, March to think about it, you know what I mean? But I would probably be cool with it. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Okay. So here's what Batman had to say. Batman said, when the father gives her away, she leaves his legacy and adopts her husband's name.
But that's in America. We can't speak to. We can't. Though. No, I understand, but I'm still saying that her tradition still exists. It still exists. Yeah. And I think that if you know Africans, they deep in that. Like they very cultural
really
people.
They are deep.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes. I mean, to the point that they still arranging stuff. Some places they still do. Like and if you went to an African wedding here, they look out for the. They look out for the cookout.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, even with the wedding planning, you know, yes. I didn't consider, you know, her Africans, even though she's half, like, you know, she's born in Charlotte, but her dad, you know, one of the strongest genes. She's basically African. Yeah. So I had to learn to incorporate some of the African traditions that she wanted to include. Because at first I was like, we're gonna have what? We're gonna have whatever the food is. I'm not trying to make
I got you.
She wanted to incorporate dishes like that into the ceremony and the dances and things. But you know, I had to grow on that, and I'm like, you know, it's cool. I think, you know, whatever. You know, it's all about compromise.
It is, because when you choose to love me, this is kind of stuff that I gotta that comes with me. And secondly, if it ain't gonna kill you, and if you still love her, and it doesn't change the love that the two of you share, you know, you just put that on paper every day. And if you can look yourself in the mirror and you can throw your seed inside of her and still be great.
Hey.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. Hey, listen.
However the song goes.
Hey, listen, I can't wait for her to get home today, because I'm going to be like, yo, Tony Kiki said, take my last name, and that's that. Got him.
Got him.
Yo, hey, AJ, man, tell our listeners when they can catch you on air. When y'all, I know y'all on every other weekend. They on Saturdays, right?
Yes, sir, man. Each and every other Saturday, 4 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You already know it. Same back channel. You dig?
Yo, check out the Gunline Show, y'all. Appreciate you, AJ.
Man.
Thank you. Go somewhere, but don't go nowhere.
Y'all, man.
All right, man. Look, check out the Gunline Radio Show. When I first started doing this, I used to come on before them. Every other Sunday, I'd come on before them, and I sat in their show. Dope show. If not one of my favorite shows on the network is Gunline.
So guess what though? Now that Kiki don't work nights no more, AJ,
you coming out?
He can look. If we can come out, if I can come out, I want to come out.
We want to go out and go.
Yeah.
You want to go sit in on some shows?
If you don't mind. If you don't mind.
I don't think they're gonna mind. I don't think they mind.
And vice versa.
And AJ and Dada, you know what I mean? Dada, come on down. Let's
pull
power out.
up on me.
All right.
Okay, so then we talked about that. So what about the...
I seen this last question you got. Please go ahead, get that last question. Ask me that last question. Ask me that last motherfucking question, please. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you because Ben Diesel jumped ahead of me earlier. Now I tried to, but
I peeped that. I seen you. Okay, so ask the question, Kiki.
Does your baby mama, the child of your mother, the mother of your children, have to give your kid your last name?
Okay,
why or why not?
First off,
it's on the paper, Ben Diesel, so I ain't jocking.
I got a baby mama, right? Right? And she didn't give my daughter my last name. She took she took her name. You know what I mean? Does that make me feel some type of way? Yes and no. You know what I mean? But mind you, I found out about Ariana after the fact, but that doesn't. Now it's at the point where, do I want to change her name? She's been Ariana Davis. It doesn't bother me. Okay. It doesn't bother me. Now, if your baby mama, you know what I mean, if you're together in a relationship or something like that, of course the child should have the father's last name. I believe that. But if that's just a baby mama, clear your throat here. Here we go. Clear your throat. Come on, get me. Come on.
May I play devil's advocate for
please,
a
thank
second?
You. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
There are some people who believe that unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, because that's the way things have always been done. Like if you look in your line and you see you got sisters by 900 people, like back in the day, they took their dad's names. But there are people who are hell bent on, I ain't married to that Bama. I'm gonna give him here's a list of things. Let me slow up. I'm not married to him. 2, he ain't here. He doesn't even acknowledge my child, regardless of whatever. Or at the moment, I wasn't sure who the father was, so just like you in your situation, I just gave the baby my last name. So let me give you my experience. So my 2 daughters have 2 different names. Brittany got a new name now, but it was London Jackson and Brittany Grant. I did not understand how hurtful that is for the child to be in the household and have the mama and one of the kids have the same last name, and she did not. We went to the dentist one time and they called Grant Jackson. And my kid looked at me, and we got home that day, and she wanted to have a conversation. Mommy, why am I not a Grant? I never thought about it from her aspect. Exactly. And she was hurt. She kept saying, she of course didn't understand how that came about. And the reason that came about was because I was with Mr. Jackson when I was pregnant for 13 years. I went back to tradition. I was not married to him, but he was there. Brittany's dad was not.
Okay, so pause.
So it wasn't a punishment. It was just I had to prepare myself. Like, this is my kid, and I wasn't sure. And I was 15.
You on some shit because it all depends on the state as well.
Okay.
You need to know this information because it depends on the state as well. If in certain states, if you're not married, when that child is born, will assume the mother's name. Period. End of discussion. And there's no way around it. It will assume the mother's name if you are not married in that state. It's weird like that, but it is weird like that. So like you have the option, when birth certificate comes and you put the name on there, they ask you what the child's name is going to be, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But in certain states, it does not matter if you're not married, that child will, and then if you're not married, your name will not, the father's name will not go on the birth certificate.
And what state? Give me an example.
Virginia.
Oh.
Both my kids, Niera and AJ, were both born, right, in Virginia. You know what I mean? In Virginia, the only reason why Niera got my name was we fought for Niera to have my name. But on Niera's birth certificate, mind you, I was there the whole time. I was there. And on Niera's birth certificate where it says father is blank because me and her mother wasn't married.
Look, our dear sister Mona say, yup, in New York too. Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Really?
Yes. So,
she says in New York, they have to file paternity paperwork before you leave.
Yeah.
The hospital.
And it was weird like that. And in Virginia, that's serious. Like, if you look at my daughter's birth certificate, under the father, it's blank. Prime example, when I was born, well, my father wasn't there, but that's another story. But under my birth certificate, where it says father, it's blank.
Okay, so Ricky Hope said not true. Tell us what's not true. And Anisha, hey boo, she says New Jersey, New York, the father has to sign for the child to get the name. And Maddie says, PA, you have to sign paperwork.
See?
But what's not true, Ricky?
So like for me, like I wouldn't my whole life as Hickok, right? Mm-hmm. That was my mother's name. That was so I saw what Tweety said earlier. Tweety said something earlier, right? And she was like, my father's gone and no boys were born during my family. Once all men died, myself and my cousin are the only ones with the name. Once I get married, I'm taking my husband's name and my bloodline will no longer be. So I'm in that situation.
Okay.
So on my mother's side, you know what I mean, I was the last Hickok male. But now I have my son.
Changed your name, yeah.
And now I changed my name and took my daddy's last name, which is Ball.
So your son's last name is still Hickok?
My son's last name is Hickok, but we're gonna change that because he is a Ball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And traditionally that's how it was supposed to be. Now as I was a kid coming up, I was raised in Hickok and I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better until I got older and realized, wait a minute, hold on. You know what I mean? And the day that I did it, my dad, he cried. He cried because, you know, I corrected a wrong that was done. So, you know what I mean?
So what if your son opposes?
We've already had that conversation.
No. I'm not saying you did. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want him to carry a name that's not his. That's not fair. That's not who you are. When you were born as a Ball. You know what I mean? My mother is not a Ball. My mother was a Hickok. At that time, she's a Beach now, but my mother was a Hickok. You know what I mean? My granddaddy was a Hickok. And so it was like fucked up. So for the longest I had to fight that battle in me like, yo, I'm like the last on both sides. Right? So it was like I'm the last. Damn, what do I do? You know what I mean? I was raised in Hickok. I was like, damn, but I'm always gonna be a Hickok. But then I'm looking at my father like, but I'm a Ball too. You know what I mean? And I did not want to hyphenate it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was going to be one or the other because it wouldn't have been that way. If I was born and my mother and my parents were together, I would have been Anthony Ball from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I decided to accept the name and say, you know what? I'm going to be Anthony Ball, and whoever don't like it, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. That's not what it's about. I'm correcting it.
Could you give us a brief description of how the filing process goes when you want to change your name?
When you want to change your name, you got to go. It was like $45.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you go down there and you fill out the paperwork at the clerk's office, and then they set it up on the docket.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you stand in front of a judge
and tell them why.
And you tell them why. And when the judge asked me, I was like, I want to assume my daddy's last name. When I was born, you know what I mean? My dad wasn't there, and I was given my mother's maiden name.
Okay.
And I was like this, and that's not who I am. That's not my lineage. My lineage is the Ball men. So the judge was like, he granted it to me and gave me my name, and from that day forward, that's who I be. So when people be like, yo, Mr. Hickok, I don't know who the fuck that is. That's not me. But no, the fuck I'm not. Well, what's your new last name? I don't know. It's X, nigga. It's X.
Okay, so let's go back. Ricky Hope said it was not true if the father has to be there for the child to get the last name. Simon says, my child legally changed their name from their father's last name to my father's last name. Nisha says, Ricky Hope, right. My youngest was born in New York and his father had to sign. Rachel Lynn, a.k.a. Jiggly, a.k.a. Sincere, says, I have my mama's first husband, which was her legal last name and not my father's. Damn. How your father feel about that?
But you can change that, though, unless you don't want to. You can change that.
Ricky said, I got 8 kids, so y'all know I know.
This nigga got 8 kids, bro. But goddamn, he got starting lineup for a basketball team. He got starting lineup. You know what I mean? And a couple can come off the bench, too.
I seen a few of his sons.
Rick, just make it an even 10. Why don't you just shoot for the even 10 marker? You know what I mean?
Because somebody already got that. Like, what the fuck? Nick Cannon ain't... Bruh, let Nick have that.
Nick got more than Rick. Nick got more than Rick. Rick got 8.
That's what I'm saying.
Nick got what, 11?
That's what you saying for him to go to 10. I'm like, no, let Nick have that.
Let Nick have that?
Not Rick, Nick.
Oh, we're gonna let Nick.
Nick
Nick is gonna have that. You know what I mean? Nick is gonna have that, and Rick is gonna have 8. You know what I mean?
Well, Rick is Hispanic too. Like,
it's
coming.
You know the Spaniards. Them Spaniards just have babies.
It's gonna be one in the stroller, one on the blah blah blah, and the girl won't be pregnant.
And it could be the toddler holding the hand, hold the stroller, walking.
Damn it,
Rick. You know what I mean?
The father being there to sign is the same as filing paternity paperwork before you leave. This is Mona.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
I felt like I didn't, I learned some things. I was uneducated when I was younger. I did a lot of things just because that's the way stuff had been done. Yeah. And I'm now trying to be a better teacher to my kids. I'm trying to be a better learner as a grown woman because I don't know everything. I want to correct some stuff. So congratulations to you for going ahead, taking the steps to right the quote unquote wrong. Congratulations on that.
Well, and some people never think to do that. They never think to do that, and I thought to do that, and that was the right thing to do. And I guess it warmed my dad's heart at the moment when I did it, because when I got the paper, the legal document, I had made them make me a copy, but I gave my dad the original. You know what I mean? And that was it. So now, yes, I am Anthony Ball. You know what I mean? My mother is she's not fond of it. I know she's not fond of it at all. But how can I say this? My mama, I don't give a fuck.
Okay. So one thing you do have to understand too is Social Security, because we still have it. There are things in line.
I had to change all that. I had to change all of that. Everything.
That when you and even for your kids, like if it's a selfish reason why you did something, be unselfish. Unfuck that. Because kids deserve what they deserve, and if that's the if you don't have no other reason besides being selfish and petty, write that. So. Kids gotta live with that, and you ain't gonna be here. You only get one. You only get one mama for real, and you're gonna get one daddy. Believe me, I know. And the people who act in their places, but you only get one of them. So,
Rick. He said no one else could get
the Rick.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this morning, Rick? Why are you like this morning? Nah, this thing's a fool. Don't pay him no mind right now. I know. Why is he like that, man? Oh God! All right. Oh shit. Okay, so I had a question I wanted to ask AJ a question. Nice. You know what I mean? Yep. And I was wondering because like he's getting married, beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Very happy for the brother. But if the woman like she's adamant that about her last name, but what happens if she gives birth? What happens if she looks at him and says, "Hey, I want my son to."
You did ask him that. And he said no.
He didn't. He did say no. He said no. Yeah, I wouldn't go for that neither.
Because AJ, if you're listening, that probably is a ship that has sailed already. The fact that lady already has that a new kid coming into this, that it's just me and her. Then I'm the father. I'm gonna have legal rights and right and reign over whatever happens with that kid. And we're creating a new culture now or a new tradition, and that can be discussed too before March. Yeah. Even we have people like out here. Sincere is going to be a grandmother. I don't know.
Congratulations to Sincere. She's going to be Granny George.
She's going to be
Granny Jiggly now. That's great.
Simon
Granny
just had a granddaughter.
Yeah, she did. Yep. She asked me to come in when I was going to be on diaper duty.
Yeah, and I have 2 grandkids, and most of my grandkids.
I got grandkids.
Yeah, and T-Mac.
Yeah, your grandmothers be looking kind of fucking good too. Y'all be looking good. Your grandma, because y'all not like the traditional grandmas back in the days. No. When you thought of a grandma, it was nah. Nope. And these grandmas now, they like milfs. They can get the business too.
You can get it.
So T-Mac's a grandma too, ain't she?
Yes. Yes. And I was wondering, like, with those conversations, because one thing about Real Talk Uncensored, it will inspire a conversation about some real stuff that's going on. Yeah. So these conversations, I don't know if Sydney and Ardua and what's your son's name? Robert Bell Jr. I don't know if they had these conversations, but it might be something that you might want to do around a dinner table tonight.
I liked how your daughter did, and she made your grandson and named him Grant.
Yes.
I like how she did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you can't do that with just every fucking name, though.
No.
You can't just do that with every name, because, you know what I mean? You just can't. You know what I mean? Your name is Jackson or Johnson. If your name is Jackson, you can get away with it. You can get away with the first name is Jackson, but what if Johnson? You know what
I mean?
I guess you could. I mean, you could. You know what I mean? Hold on.
Anything flies.
Let me look at some of these last names on here and say, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a Mimi, not a grandmama.
Clark Kent, you could do that. You know what I mean? Where you have like 2 first names. It's like 2 first names. You know?
Okay, so everybody wants to correct me. She said she's a honey, not a grandma. That's sincere.
Rick, you will become a pop. You know what I mean? He has the Hispanic blood in his system. You will become a pop.
What's the it's a abuela is the grandma. What's the grandfather in Spanish?
You gotta ask Rick that. He gotta tell us.
Rick.
You know what I mean?
Talking to you.
Rick knows that.
Rick.
We had this conversation in my house this past weekend, and so my wife has all girls, right? There's 4 girls. I have 2 girls. You know what I mean? So she asked her daughters about
abuelo
being a grandmother, and so Ronnie looked and was like, I ain't having no kids. Why? Because I got to stop smoking weed to have a baby, and I ain't stopped smoking weed. Okay, cool for that. You know what I mean? So we asked the diva, Miss J, Tajay, was like, yo, so, and Tajay was like, I'm not having no baby in the next couple of years. I got this, that, the doja, but it's not off the table. Ronnie's thing was like, if I decide to do that, we got to be together for 10 years and know that if I give you this baby, nigga, you ain't never leaving me, because if you leave me, I'm going to kill you, right? She was dead serious. She was like, yo, it's going to be, I got to be with you for at least 10 years to make sure that we end this together, that you're not going away, because I don't want to be a baby mama.
Yes.
Okay? Tiana's just like, yeah, it's not going to happen. Kayla, the baby of the bunch, was like, fuck no, I don't want to have no kids. Kayla is adamant, like, I don't want to have no kids. So I feel bad for her, because she's like, I don't think I'm ever going to have no grandbabies. I don't think I'm going to have no grandbabies. Now, my daughter, Niera, is like, nope, I don't want no kids right now. I'm living my best life.
Oh,
which
you're supposed to.
I respect
which
that.
she has the right to. It's not supposed to.
She don't want to have, okay, you want to live your best life, live your best life. My son, he ain't thinking, I don't know.
Great.
No, let me rephrase that. I just don't know. You know what I mean?
He probably like booty. He probably ain't thinking about women. I'm trying not to say the P word. He probably like P Valley and just
he like women, and women like my son. Yeah.
But I do want to say, there are some people who know what they know. Like everybody is not maternal. Everybody just doesn't want to have that happen. I did that very early.
Okay,
that's it.
So if I had to do all over again, like when I was younger, I was watching, like when I was in my teenager, my friends was knocking these females up and having babies. You know what I mean? And they were having babies and they were done, like at a certain age, and they were still young and still party. I mean, but I would probably have kids, because kids are like especially now, because they're at this age now where they're teenagers and I can really rock with them. You know what I mean? And it's different. But I would have kids, but I would do it early instead of later.
I kind of wished, my wishful thinking, that I had more, because now when it hit me when Mama died, I was like, oh, all I got was 2 out the. All I had was 2, but I want. For people that's listening and you're thinking of having babies, I just want us to respect the people that help us get that baby and the people who bring that baby here, because both of them are accomplishments, and I think that we deserve more respect. The fathers of the kids deserves more respect, because without him you couldn't have it, and the mothers deserve respect.
Of course.
For me to bring you a child here, I want us to.
That's something different. It's not like you just went in the store and picked this item up. Right. Like, nah, nigga, you conceived, and so it's different. Women has to carry this child, so you got you. You got you. You know what I mean? But for me, I have 3, right? And I don't know. I couldn't. I'm at the finish line. So you ever see somebody at the finish line and then start all over again?
Yep.
And I'd be like, what in the fuck are your silly ass thinking? Because I'm at the finish line. Like right now, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And in the beginning, I never thought I would see the light at the end of the tunnel. But now I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm like, yeah, nigga, yeah. And I see I know some people that was at the fucking bitter end and started all over again.
I would do it. I would do it.
So your whole lifestyle would change.
Yeah, my life is not fulfilled. It's not fulfilled right now. So I'm trying to. I'm a grandmother.
What do you feel is missing? You said your life is not fulfilled. So what do you
feel
let me say
this.
is missing?
I'm a grandmother, and I'm a mom to my kids still. I'm a mom to their kids, right? But if I wouldn't mind, I would start over, because I feel like I'm not needed. And I hate to feel that it ran down the pike. Like every day of my life, honestly is whatever the heck I want to do. But how important is that? Like, and I'm saying that because my mama not here. I'm so serious. It's like normally people at this age, when you have your parents here, you can go and they need you. Like my daddy, I'm gonna get with my father after this, but my father's in Michigan, and I don't know why that overwhelming need to be needed. I don't have a man. I'm not in a relationship, so for real, that I have a void. And I'm not saying that I'm jumping out. I'm dying to get pregnant, but if it was to happen, I probably would be pregnant.
I think that's what it is. It's the need of being wanted, that playing that mother role. You know what I mean? Because I think I look at her sometimes and I see her. She entertains the thought and then be like nah, fuck that, you ain't have no babies, hell no. But when all the girls come home, I can see a different aura about her, and she's more relaxed, and she knows she's needed and she's wanted. And when she's not needed, she's like, what do I do now? What am I going to do? What do I do? And it's like trying to find that purpose that you have. You do. You know what I mean?
You just want to. I mean, I'm like I said, I ain't dying to do it, but it comes across my mind sometimes because you do want to have enough that the family will sustain itself in some type of way. Now it's giving a curse to that because kids get on my gosh darn nerves. Like that part would make me say, oh, what did I do? But at the end of the day, the payoff from that is like great, and it's just.
I get it though, you know what I mean? Like now, I'm at the end. Like I said, I'm at the end of the road. You know what I mean? And then I'm not gonna say this. Sometimes I think about starting all over again because there's certain stages that I loved. You know what I mean? And I love as being a father. I love the baby stage. You know that baby smell, that newborn baby smell. I love that smell. You know what I mean? And I love watching them turn into the individuals they are now. And you have to look at you're the ones that shaped and molded them into this. You know what I mean? And they of course they're going to evolve and grow, but you started that, you created that, and then what do I have now? So do I want grandchildren? Of course, I want to have some grandchildren. I have some grandchildren that I get to spoil them, I get to teach them all kinds of things, and I can watch my son or my daughter instill them in some of the things and the core values I instilled to them, and I can watch it grow. It's hard to explain, but I'm
gonna bring some goofy shit up. Do you know that some people don't know how to manage their lives, like without these things, like without having to take my kids to school every day? What am I gonna be doing all day if I didn't have the time to be at work? That's why I kind of the working for myself thing. People always ask me like, why? It's a tug and a pull with that because being somewhere every day, it gives you somewhere to be. It gives you a reason to be doing some stuff, and I didn't know how to manage my life, which is why it's kind of chaotic now in my times of this and my times of that, because I feel like I have to fill it up with that type of stuff. And I think kids kind of help you organize that. A relationship helps you prioritize that. A job helps you to do, some of that stuff. And I think that's what I be thinking. And my inner thoughts are like, dang, I need a reason or a way. Like that will help me.
T-Mac says that's why being a grandparent is good. I'm needed. You know what I mean? She said I'm needed, and then you can return them to sender. Win-win for me. Look. I mean, and I think that's what it is. And I see Bruce. He says he loves being a grandparent. I'm looking at y'all now as grandparents, and you got these babies, and it's like doing it all over again, but without all the responsibility of doing it all over again. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can love them and do all this. Okay, time to go home. Go to mommy. I'm going to go over here, go do this.
I kind of operate in chaos. I kind of operate in obligation. So if that's what it is, that's what it is. I look at shit like that like, oh, we're going to make it work. That's, that's just me.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's just me speaking without being pregnant without a newborn.
So like with people like with Rick is gonna be a grandfather. He was like, I'm not gonna be a pop. But nigga, you got 8 kids.
Abuelo.
You gonna have a whole
And Spanish people do. I mean,
they have big families. They have big families. It's normal. So when you look at a Spanish person and they're like, well, I only got 1 kid, I think you're a defect. Something's wrong with you, because normally they got big families.
You got mistakenly castrated by a dog.
Yeah, something like
or
that.
Or kicked in the nuts by a donkey.
They won't go right because they have kids. They like fucking and have kids.
Or one of the worker bees dropped it off and left it in there. And nobody else
get in there and never no more. Rick, is that what you're doing when you drop the Rick off? You just leave it in there so nobody else. Ain't no other kids coming out of here. That's what he does. Yo, Lord. Oh, man.
See how that came back around? You see what we just did?
That's right. Italians, too. Italians are another ones that are breeders. They're breeders.
Hey.
They're breeders. You know what I mean? But yeah, you see how that came back around. See, she took the worker bee, and so Rick is the worker bee, and he drops it off in there, and ain't nobody else having nothing. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it, Rick. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, what the tweeter said, he gonna have 108 grandchildren. Watch, nigga, you got 8 kids. Imagine with Nick Cannon. And so I see what Nick Cannon was doing. He's 11 kids, and these kids get grown, and they start, ridiculous. It's gonna be a big family.
And you got a better chances of having like some good ones because some of these kids. But anyway,
it's a crapshoot. Some of them gonna be fucked up. Some of them gonna be fucked up.
That's okay, but you got a bigger turnout because you got more of them to like work on. Like it's okay if I got 10 kids and 2 of y'all is pieces of shit. Yeah. That's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Because look, statistically wise, I'm winning.
I'm winning. I got 7 more. Look at the ratio. You can't beat it.
The ratio is good. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I mean, but back in the days, there were big families. You know what I mean? And Big Mama had like 10 kids, 11 kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? They made it happen. They were big families. That's why you got cousins on top of cousins or cousins, huh?
Gas was 18 cents.
It was.
And butter was 20 cents.
Butter cost more than gas?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't know that. Oh, shit. You see what time it is?
Look at the time.
Looked up at the time and said, damn
it. Where did it go?
I'm giving a shout out to them fucking Tigers. I'm going to put the fucking Tiger signal in the air. I'd like to have the Tigers in pretty soon. Yeah.
November's coming quick.
Kiki, there. We'll talk. You know what I mean? Because I'll be on vacation sometime next month.
All right. Kiki, that's it.
I'm Tone.
Bye.
See y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Just bye. Get gone.
Get out of here.